Well, hello, my friend, and welcome to day 17 of our 31-day journey through the Proverbs. Glad you could make it today. Are you ready to start mining for gold? Well, let's dig into Proverbs chapter 17 and let's see what it has in store for us today. In verse 1, it says, "Better is a dry morsel with quietness than a house full of feasting with strife. A servant who deals wisely will rule over a son who causes shame, and will have a part in the inheritance among the brothers. The refining pot is for silver, and the furnace for gold, but the Lord tests the hearts. An evildoer heeds wicked lips. A liar gives ear to a mischievous tongue. Whoever mocks the poor reproaches his maker. He who is glad at calamity will not be unpunished. Children's children are the crown of old men. The glory of children are their parents. Excellent speech isn't fitting for a fool. Much less do lying lips fit a prince. A bribe is a precious stone in the eyes of him who gives it. Wherever he turns, he prospers. He who covers an offense promotes love, but he who repeats a matter separates best friends. A rebuke enters deeper into one who has understanding than 100 lashes into a fool. An evil man seeks only rebellion. Therefore, a cruel messenger will be sent against him. Let a bear robbed of her cubs meet a man rather than a fool in his folly. Whoever rewards evil for good, evil will not depart from his house. The beginning of strife is like breaching a dam. Therefore, stop contention before quarreling breaks out. He who justifies the wicked and he who condemns the righteous, both of them alike are an abomination to the Lord. Why is there money in the hand of a fool to buy wisdom, since he has no understanding? A friend loves at all times, and a brother is born for adversity. A man void of understanding strikes hands and becomes collateral in the presence of his neighbor. He who loves disobedience loves strife. One who builds a high gate seeks destruction. One who has a perverse heart doesn't find prosperity, and one who has a deceitful tongue falls into trouble. He who becomes the father of a fool grieves. The father of a fool has no joy. A cheerful heart makes good medicine, but a crushed spirit dries up the bones. A wicked man receives a bribe in secret to pervert the ways of justice. Wisdom is before the face of one who has understanding, but the eyes of a fool wander to the ends of the earth. A foolish son brings grief to his father and bitterness to her who bore him. Also, to punish the righteous is not good, nor to flog officials for their integrity. He who spares his words has knowledge. He who is even-tempered is a man of understanding. Even a fool, when he keeps silent, is counted wise. When he shuts his lips, he is thought to be discerning. Well, hopefully we got a little something there out of chapter 17. For me personally, when I read through these, as I'm reading through these, I want to comment on just every single one of them. But I just get through the text. We'll try to keep this somewhat time constrained. The verse that really hit me today is verse 17, and that's the one that says, "A friend loves at all times, and a brother is born for adversity." Now that's the WEB version. The New Living Translation goes like this: "A friend is always loyal, and a brother is born to help in time of need." This particular verse really challenges me today. It challenges me because what it's telling me is that I can't stop loving people when I feel like they've stopped loving me, or for whatever reason. I can't stop loving people for whatever reason. If I don't feel loved in return, if I feel jilted or whatever, it's like, man, I just have to keep being loving. True bonds of friendship and brotherly love and loyalty are tested by difficult times. Whether that's a difficult time in the relationship with this other person, or whether that person is going through a challenging time. It reminds me of this verse in Luke chapter 6 and verse 32. It says, "If you love those who love you, what credit is that to you? Even sinners love those who love them." It's easy to love people that love you and give you stuff and treat you well. It's a little bit more difficult when they're not acting or behaving the way that you think they should be. And I think we see this particularly with people that have been in combat. People who really understand this concept of being loyal and being there for people through the thick and thin. We see that in soldiers. We see that, the police, they have a brotherhood. Firemen, or fire people, they have a brotherhood, a sisterhood, of course. Christian soldiers, when we go through things, we really begin to understand how much other people need us. And so my affirmation for today is, I am a friend through thick and thin. I am a friend through thick and thin. Now, you might find that very difficult to say. You might say, well, that's not been my past. I haven't been a friend through thick and thin. But that's the whole point of these affirmations, is to just make a statement that you want to be true. And when you plant it in your subconscious mind and you find yourself in that position, oh, that's right, I'm a friend through thick and thin. And if that's what you believe about yourself, then that's probably how you're going to act as well. Well, that's my affirmation and my takeaway. I want to share with you now a takeaway and an affirmation. This comes from David from the Carolinas. David is focusing on verse 5, where it says, "Whoever mocks the poor reproaches his maker. He who is glad at calamity shall not be unpunished." David goes on to say, do you remember when you got the news that Osama Bin Laden had been killed? Many people rejoiced. There was dancing in the streets and celebrations like it was New Year's Eve. He was as evil as they come, and he got what he deserved, but this proverb tells us not to gloat when calamity befalls our enemy. Jesus even took it one step further when he said to love your enemies. Also, whenever people showed kindness to someone in need, Jesus said he counted it as if they did it to him. I think that's pretty powerful. Just as whoever mocks the poor reproaches his maker, whoever sows kindness to the poor honors his maker, because the poor man or woman is made in the image of God, just like you and me. Wow, incredibly powerful stuff. And David's affirmation for us is today, when I encounter someone in need, I will pray to see them as God sees them. Love that. David, thank you so much for sharing your takeaway and your affirmation with the rest of the class. And for those of you who are watching, would love to hear your takeaway, would love to hear your affirmation if you have one. Please consider sharing that in the comments. And if you have any questions, of course, please feel free to reach out. There will be information in the description area of the video on how to connect with us and a little bit more about the lesson today. I want to thank you so much for joining us here on day 17, and I look forward to seeing you again on our next lesson. Take care and have a great day.